Xiao Yan stepped into the center of the arena, announced his name, and faced Nalan Yanren. The humiliation she had inflicted upon the Xiao clan years ago, he would return today. Miss Nalan still believed she had done nothing wrong. Given the chance, she would do it all again. Elder Yun Leng of the Misty Cloud sect announced that the sect leader was unavailable, and that he, as an elder, would preside over today's duel. The surrounding Misty Cloud sect disciples mocked and jeered. This kid wants to marry senior sister Nalan, a toad lusting after a swan. Jia Xingtian, watching, was surprised. Wasn't this Xiao Yan supposed to be a waste, unable to use Du Kai? Fa Ma, the alchemist guild leader, felt a strange sense of familiarity with the boy. High above, influential figures observed the arrogant youth. If he wants a life or death duel, so be it. The battle began. Blade and sword clashed, Du Kai swirling around the arena. Nalan Yanren, living up to her reputation as the Misty Cloud sect's young mistress, displayed powerful Du techniques. Xiao Yan swiftly dodged her wind-shaped sword attack, while the disciples below praised their young sect master for unleashing such a strong technique so early in the fight. Well then, Xiao Yan seemed to say, I guess I'll have to show my hand too. With a single 8-pole ice palm strike, he sent her flying back, retaliating for her earlier attack. Jia Xingtian observed Xiao Yan's energy rapidly increasing, showing signs of breaking through to the Du Shi realm. The Misty Cloud sect's secret techniques are truly extraordinary, he exclaimed. But Xiao Yan was no pushover. Fa Ma noticed something unusual about his heavy, profound ruler. The way Kai flowed when his feet touched the ground suggested the blade was incredibly heavy. When Xiao Yan released the blade, his speed and Du Kai intensified. Jia Xingtian was curious to see how this boy, once labeled a waste, had caught up to Nalan Yanren, who had received the full support of the Misty Cloud sect. With a single stomp, Xiao Yan broke Nalan Yanren's floating feather movement. The stomp reminded Jia Xingtian of a certain Du Huang. Nalan Yanren finally revealed her true strength, a 2-star Great Du Shi. Yan Yai, intending to return to the sect after hearing about the 3-year agreement, was harassed by a swarm of black smoke. Grandmaster Gu he had also come to watch, encountering both Old Gu and Old Fa. Hai Bodong, passing by, revealed that Gu he was the renowned Ice Emperor, back when he was still unknown. He had greatly admired Hai Bodong's reputation. Back in the arena, with Nalan Yanren revealing her true power, Xiao Yan responded in kind. The crowd erupted in shock as he, too, revealed himself as a great Du Shi, condensing a Du Kai armor. The battle intensified, their exchanges growing faster and fiercer. Nalan Yanren still believed no one was worthy of her. She thought Xiao Yan was driven by hatred, but his mindset had changed. He no longer harbored resentment. He simply wanted to validate 3 years of arduous training and bring closure to his journey of growth. The elders watched in alarm as Nalan Yanren prepared a powerful attack. That Xiao Yan had pushed her this far astonished those unaware of his journey. As Nalan Yanren reached for her trump card, Xiao Yan prepared his own. He summoned 2 different types of heavenly flames in his hands, stunning those who had witnessed similar flames before. It dawned on them. The rock Xiao was Xiao Yan. He had played them all. Powerful energy radiated as he fused the flames. Watching his movements, Nalan Yanren finally realized who he truly was. Xiao Yan. Rock Xiao. Rock Xiao. Xiao Yan. The 2 identities merged. She stared in disbelief, but her pride as young sect master wouldn't allow defeat. This obsession clouded her judgment. Xiao Yan successfully fused the flames, creating a Buddha's Fury Lotus Flame, and unleashed it. 2 Grand Masters clashed in a life or death duel, their Du Kai surging, causing the sky to change color. Elders ordered their disciples to quickly form protective shields around the arena. A dazzling sword technique, Paradise Sun Illumination, clashed fiercely against the Buddha's Fury Fire Lotus. A lotus blossomed, the Du Kai radiating outwards with intensified power, forcing everyone to reinforce their shields and struggle to withstand the pressure. Xiao Yan, transformed with purple wings, continued the battle in the air. The Grand Elder of the Misty Cloud sect worried about the unfavorable situation of their young sect master. In aerial combat, she was certainly less agile than Xiao Yan. The situation had spiraled beyond the Elder's control, but the Grand Elder stubbornly refused to let Nalan Yanren concede. After all, how could the Misty Cloud sect maintain its face before so many powerful figures if she were to lose? Jia Lai watched the battle, awestruck and intimidated by the protagonist's strength. When Yanren fell from the sky, everyone gasped in shock. With his purple wings, Xiao Yan dodged her sword attacks and swiftly closed the distance. Time seemed to slow down. Images of his past humiliation flashed through Xiao Yan's mind. Now, it was finally coming to an end. Nalan Yanren, looking at the arrogant young man before her, felt a surge of complex emotions. He had created an illusionary figure, so brilliant that it both shamed and captivated her, before shattering it. The trash she had once scorned now forced her to see him in a new light. She had to admit that she had underestimated him back then because of the disparity in their strength. Time had proven her short-sightedness. However, the stubborn conviction in her heart remained. She had believed she was justified in breaking off the engagement, determined not to have her life dictated by others and unwilling to spend her life with a stranger. Indeed, Xiao Yan didn't know that his own life had been predetermined, nor had he ever said that Nalan Yanren was wrong to break off the engagement. It was only the way she chose that was wrong. Unfortunately, she was too arrogant to ever consider this. Now that things had come to this, right or wrong no longer held any meaning. He simply wanted them to have nothing to do with each other from now on. The 3-year agreement had finally come to an end. Nalan Yanren, struck by Xiao Yan's final blow, plummeted from the sky. Xiao Yan stood below, looking at the blood-stained marriage contract, then extended his hand, using his Du Kai to cushion her fall. The victor of this battle was Xiao Yan, the top contestant. According to the agreement, Nalan Yanren should have become his slave. However, for the sake of her sex honor, she couldn't do that and offered her life to Xiao Yan instead. He stopped her blade with his fingers and tossed it aside. He didn't need her as a slave, nor did he want her life. He just wanted it all to end. The marriage contract burned, its ashes scattering in the wind. From now on, they were both finally free. As the protagonist sheathed his blade and turned to leave, Elder Yun Leng intercepted him, wanting to confirm something. A few months prior, Outer Sect Steward Mo Cheng had been murdered, and Jia Lai, observing Xiao Yan's Du Kai techniques, believed him to be the culprit. But that Du Kai was used by a Du Huang. How could Xiao Yan, with his current strength, possibly wield the Du Kai of a Du Huang? Jia Lai remained convinced he was right, recalling that the Du Kai used by that expert was infused with a terrifying white flame. These words startled the 4 who had witnessed it. Everyone knew the mysterious alchemist used the same strange fire, and Xiao Yan's identity as Yan Xiao was exposed. Seeing Xiao Yan's adamant denial and attempt to leave, Yun Leng immediately ordered the law enforcement team to stop him. However, this group was no match for Xiao Yan. Thus, the elder positioned 3 Du Wang experts to block him. The 2 sides engaged in a chase, the 3 experts creating a triangular barrier to trap him. Just as the barrier began to shrink, Ice Emperor Hai Bodong intervened. He froze the barrier, then shattered it. The high-ranking officials were once again astonished. It seemed Xiao Yan had considerable influence over him, enough to make him intervene and stop the Yun Lan sect members. Grand Elder Yun Leng originally didn't want to jeopardize the relationship between the Yun Lan sect and the Miter family, but seeing him refuse to yield, he ordered the enforcement team to activate the cloud binding formation. For certain reasons, Hai Bodong was determined to protect Xiao Yan, while Yun Leng, feeling Mo Cheng had dedicated himself to the sect, wanted to seek justice for him. The arena's barrier prevented Xiao Yan and Hai Bodong from leaving, and 3 Du Wang experts attacked. Ice Emperor told Xiao Yan to retreat while he faced the fight head-on. Yun Leng looked towards the arena. No matter what, he was determined to capture Xiao Yan today. He sprouted wings and pursued Xiao Yan, distracting Hai Bodong. Just as the elder almost caught him, a 7-colored light erupted from Xiao Yan's hand. The onlookers murmured, noticing what seemed to be a tail emerging from the young man's hand. Another hidden trump card. Could this kid be the one who killed Mo Cheng? The miniature Medusa awoke and happily devoured the symbiotic T-letter 1ED Tin Yuan. Seeing Xiao Yan praise her a little, the adorable creature readily agreed and transformed into a giant snake. No one expected him to still be concealing a 5th-tier magical beast capable of fighting a Du Wang. Jia Xingtian felt the snake's aura was somewhat familiar. The elder had the 3 sect experts hold back Hai Bodong while he dealt with the magical beast, Since the Ice Emperor no longer needed to worry about Xiao Yan, he unleashed his terrifying ice attribute Du Kai. Grand Elder Yun Leng blocked the seven-colored heaven swallowing Python Kai Lin while ordering the other sect members to pursue Xiao Yan. Finally, he disregarded the Python and launched a powerful attack. Left with no choice, Xiao Yan unleashed the flame-splitting Du technique to counter him. Everyone was shocked that a Dadushi could injure Yun Leng. The Du technique he just used was definitely no lower than Earth rank. A Du Wang level magical beast companion. And now a high-level Du technique, Yun Leng ordered the sect disciples to activate the Cloud Smoke Sun Concealing Formation. Even the sect protecting formation was used. This time, the Grand Elder was truly enraged by Xiao Yan. As the massive formation appeared, Kai Lin took a blow for him. Now everyone understood. Yun Leng's desire to kill Xiao Yan stemmed from the humiliation of having his authority challenged by the boy's strength. This was personal revenge. He poured all his power into one final attack, forcing the Ice Emperor to defend with his myriad flower ice mirror. Suddenly, everything exploded. The arena's protective barrier shattered. A deep male voice boomed. I never expected the Yunlan sect, so renowned throughout the Jiama Empire, to have such a face. 1,000-strong sect joining forces against a young man, not even 20 years old. Truly shameless. Yun Po Qian traversed this continent to establish the Yunlan sect. The person who had been secretly protecting Xiao Yan in the shadows finally revealed himself. While others feared the Cloud Mist sect, Ling Ying showed no fear whatsoever. The first elder realized this man wasn't from the Jiama Empire and, wishing to avoid further conflict, urged his friend Yun Ling to let the matter rest. He insisted that this was an internal affair of the Cloud Mist sect and hoped Ling Ying wouldn't interfere, promising to invite him as an honored guest to the sect in the future. It was a polite offer, but Ling Ying had his orders. He had to ensure the boy, Xiao Yan, left this place safely. The young Xiao Yan recognized this mysterious man as his previous attacker, but sensed no hostility from him now. Hearing the first elder's arrogant words, Ling Ying laughed. The Cloud Mist sect might hold some sway within the Jiama Empire, but on the Du Kai continent, they were merely a second-rate power. Negotiations failed, and the first elder activated the sect's protective formation. Ling Ying, determined to see who dared harm even a hair on the person his master wished to protect, prepared for battle. He unleashed myriad shadow binding, trapping the archers in the sky. Judging by this technique, he was likely at the 7-star Du Huang realm. Single-handedly, Ling Ying engaged the first elder, who was empowered by the formation. Despite this advantage, Yun Ling was no match for Ling Ying's relentless sword strikes, which pierced through his defenses. The old man was fortunate that his opponent spared his life, leaving him severely wounded but alive. Unwilling to accept this outcome and the loss of face it represented for the Cloud Mist sect, Yun Ling played a flute, summoning his master and the former sect leader of the Cloud Mist sect, Yun Shan. From afar, a powerful aura approached, signaling the arrival of a Duzong. He descended like a meteor, causing the surrounding area to tremble. This was Yun Shan, appearing even younger than Yun Ling. Yun Shan listened to Yun Ling's twisted account, placing all the blame on Xiao Yan. He looked at the young man, believing only half of the first elder's story, yet still determined to reclaim the sect's reputation in front of the gathered crowd. Ling Ying and Bing Huang stood protectively before Xiao Yan, shielding him from harm. Despite the support of these two powerful figures and Kai Lin, Xiao Yan was knocked off the platform by a single kick from Yun Shan. The old man's oppressive aura pinned the young man to the ground, preventing him from rising. Kai Lin, seeing Xiao Yan in danger, wanted to rush to his aid, but what could a mere snake do against a Duzong? Just as Yun Shan prepared to end Xiao Yan's life, a 7-colored light emanated from Kai Lin. A red halo flashed, and the large snake transformed into the beautiful Medusa. Everyone gasped in astonishment at the sight of this stunning, fiery woman. Hadn't the queen of the snake people race failed in her evolution and been utterly destroyed? Yun Shan watched Medusa appear, unsure why he'd previously seen a strange large snake. He'd assumed the beautiful woman had broken through from Du Huang to Duzong, and was surprised she'd help a human. He knew she wouldn't have cared about Xiao Yan's life if Yun Shan hadn't involved the Sky Python. Seeing Yun Ling still daring to speak, Medusa struck him with her aura, forcing him to kneel just like the young man had. Yun Shan, facing Medusa, finally released Xiao Yan. The drama concluded. The various factions bid farewell to the sect leader and departed. After hearing from the first elder that Xiao Yan belonged to the Xiao clan in Wutan City, Yun Shan frowned and left, wondering about the coincidence. Only after everything ended did Yun Yun arrive. Seeing her teacher, Nalan Yanren ran to her, crying. After leaving with Medusa, Xiao Yan asked Hai Bodong about his plans. The ingredients for the soul recovery pill were still incomplete. Now that Xiao Yan was safe, Hai Bodong could deliver the pill to the Jiama Empire whenever it was ready. He himself would stay with the middle clan. Before leaving, Hai Bodong warned Xiao Yan via sound transmission to be careful of this woman. After Ice Emperor's departure, Ling Ying appeared, advising Xiao Yan to quickly increase his strength, or he wouldn't have the right to choose the woman he liked. Then he too left. After their goodbyes, Xiao Yan conversed with Medusa. She pressured him to refine the soul recovery pill quickly, but he needed time. Finally, she gave him a year, and promised to protect him only if his life was truly in danger. Xiao Yan planned to return to Wutan City and then leave the Jiama Empire for a while. The 3-year agreement was finally over, and he wondered how Zun was doing at the Jianan Academy. He suggested Medusa conceal her appearance before entering the city to avoid unnecessary trouble. The first elder, unable to harm Xiao Yan, ran to the Xiao clan, demanding they be punished for Xiao Yan's actions. Despite Xiao Yan and Medusa's attempts to disguise themselves in the city, her vibrant red attire and striking presence attracted attention. From that day on, the pair traveled throughout Wutan City and beyond, searching for medicinal ingredients. Xiao Yan endured Medusa for 3 days, the duration of her agreement with the Sky Python. Unexpectedly, Medusa had renegotiated with the Sky Python to extend her control over its body. Xiao Yan could only sigh. The ingredients for the soul recovery pill were unexpectedly rare. They visited numerous alchemist guild branches and auction houses without success. Passing a shop, Xiao Yan saw Medusa was still barefoot and went in to buy her shoes. The shopkeeper greeted them warmly, mistaking Medusa for his beautiful, unconventional wife. Medusa, the queen of the snake people, was hardly pleased with this assumption and flared up. Seeing her anger subside, Xiao Yan wiped away his cold sweat, thinking to himself, who would dare marry this fierce woman? Little did he know, the red-clad figure, busy trying on shoes and admiring her feet, ignored a couple entering the shop. The purple-clad woman, eyeing Medusa's shoes, drew a knife intending to steal them. Her husband engaged Xiao Yan in a fight. During the scuffle, Xiao Yan accidentally grabbed the woman's waist, causing Medusa's veil to fall. The lecherous man, ogling her beauty, was promptly blasted away by Medusa after Xiao Yan uttered a single word. Fed up with being provoked, Medusa decided to teach them a lesson, effectively logging them out of the server permanently. That night, the Xiao clan in Wutan City suffered heavy casualties under Yun Lan sect's brutal revenge. Clan leader Xiao Zhan, who was also the protagonist's father, was severely injured by Yun Lang. Hearing the old man's words, Xiao Zhan knew his son would surely win. Blinded by rage, Yun Lang didn't kill Xiao Yan immediately but toyed with him. He and his subordinates attacked Xiao Zhan repeatedly. Enduring excruciating pain, both emotional and physical, Xiao Zhan used his last breaths, determined to lead the 3 attackers away even if it meant his death. Even in death, the will of the Xiao clan would live on. Seeing Xiao Zhan stand up in defiance, Yun Lang changed his tactic, deciding to force the clan leader to watch his people be slaughtered. Facing a powerful enemy, the Xiao clan members bravely fought back, a testament to the fact that those so-called righteous and reputable sects were nothing but shameless thugs. Xiao Zhan, witnessing the brutal murder of his clan members, did his best to attract the attention of the 3 experts, leading them away from the clan grounds. He ran to the edge of a cliff and jumped. Meanwhile, Xiao Yan and Medusa were dining at a tavern. They overheard conversations at a nearby table discussing Xiao Yan's disruption at the Yun Lan sect, speculating that his current strength was sufficient to rival Nalan Yanren. They heard how, after his victory, the humiliated sect desperately tried to retain him. Though young, he had powerful backing, and was the champion of the alchemist competition. Having accomplished such remarkable feats at a young age, his future was undoubtedly bright. Xiao Yan smiled awkwardly at Medusa and suggested they visit the Alchemist Guild branch to check for needed medicinal ingredients. As they passed the nearby table, they overheard the conversation continue. The Xiao clan was now a force to be reckoned with. With such a formidable figure emerging from a small clan, no one would dare disrespect them again. However, they also heard that the Xiao clan had recently encountered trouble and fierce fighting had broken out. Xiao Yan stopped, questioned the people at the table for details, and then abruptly left, unable to stay any longer. He needed to return home, but Medusa, with her Serpent Queen pride, insisted on going to the Alchemist Guild first. The two faced off in a stalemate. Finally, losing his patience, Xiao Yan pushed Medusa against a wall, telling her that if she wanted the soul-nurturing pill, she should drop the Queen Act. He had respected her for helping him in times of need, but if she continued to be unreasonable and stubborn, he wouldn't hesitate to disregard her beauty. He grabbed her hand and quickly left. Medusa stared after him, surprisingly not angered, perhaps captivated by his forceful display. Yun Yun went to see her master, Yun Shan, to apologize. The 3-year agreement, originally intended as a duel between Xiao Yan and Yanren, had unexpectedly brought shame upon the sect and even disturbed her master. She felt deeply ashamed. Yun Shan, instead of punishing her, revealed that he had also been present. But while returning, he'd encountered an overwhelming aura, almost surpassing the Du Huang realm, carrying a heavy aura of death, which prompted him to investigate. He dismissed Yun Yun. A mysterious voice, the same one that had startled Yun Yun, then spoke to Yun Shan. In Wutan City, Aoba took advantage of the Xiao clan's difficulties to pressure the elders into signing an unfair agreement. He scoffed at the low price offered for the Xiao clan's shops, calling them nothing but robbers. Outside the Xiao clan gates, Xiao Yan surveyed the desolate scene and the fallen, his rage boiling. He used the 8-tailed black mamba needle, one of the ingredients for the soul-nurturing pill, as leverage to ensure Medusa's obedience. Inside the main hall, Aoba and Liu Zai's teacher were looting the Xiao clan's treasures. Just as the elders were cornered, a heavy black ruler descended from the sky, crashing to the ground. Xiao Yan entered with a godlike aura and sat down, demanding an explanation. The old man, who had been so arrogant moments before, now cowered and tried to leave. Liu Zai's teacher, a 6-star Great Dushi, defiantly unleashed his Du Kai, vowing to avenge Liu Roman 11. Xiao Yan remained seated, allowing Medusa to kill him and Aoba's men. An elder informed Xiao Yan that most of the clan members were sheltering in the back mountains, and that the clan leader had bravely led the 3 attackers away. The elder produced a jade pendant containing the clan leader's soul imprint. As long as the person lived, the light would remain. However, the faint glimmer suggested imminent danger. Medusa, sitting nearby, recognized the residual energy signature as belonging to Yun Leng, the chief elder of the Yunlan sect. Yun Leng captured his father and orchestrated the destruction of the Xiao clan. Xiao Yan is determined to make the old man pay and rescue his father. Inside the clan hall, the remaining members cry out for revenge for their clan leader. Previously, due to the 3-year agreement, the young clan leader fought against the Yunlan sect, but it wasn't a deep-seated hatred. However, if Xiao Yan kills the Great Elder now, the animosity between the Xiao clan and the Yunlan sect will become irreconcilable. But how can Xiao Yan disregard his father's life? Knowing his character, regardless of the cost, even if it means becoming an enemy of the Yunlan sect, he will seek revenge. The Great Elder is right, the Xiao clan is the life's work of his father and grandfather, and he will not allow it to crumble. Xiao Yan plans to move the Xiao clan from Wutan City. Their relationship with the Yunlan sect will likely become extremely hostile, so preparations must be made. He intends to divide the clan members into secret groups and have them leave for the eastern part of the empire. The Great Elder will manage the supplies, taking everything they can carry. Family members and young children unable to fight will travel first, escorted along the way. The 3 great clans took advantage of the Xiao clan's misfortune to loot their resources. Xiao Yan vows to make them pay and reclaim what was stolen. Over the past 2 days, Xiao Yan, along with his guards, has been eliminating members of the 3 great clans and reclaiming the Xiao clan's markets, using the commotion as a cover to move most of their assets. The eastern part of the empire, near the Taggart Desert, has a weaker Yunlan sect presence. His older brothers, Xiao Ding and Xiao Lai, have been rapidly developing their power in Stone Desert City. This will help minimize the Yunlan sect's threat to the Xiao clan. The 10 markets will be managed by Middle, with profits shared at a 70-30 split. After completing these tasks, the remaining clan members bid farewell to their young clan leader and split into 2 groups with Xiao Yan. Xiao Yan, along with Medusa, heads back towards the Yunlan sect, aiming to rescue his father and kill Yunleng. As they approach the Yunlan sect's territory, various factions sense his presence and become suspicious. Inside the discussion hall, while the elders argue about the Great Elder's actions at the Xiao clan, Xiao Yan's voice booms from outside. He points his blade at the Yunlan sect, seeking vengeance for his father and his clan. The Great Elder and other high-ranking members rush out. Xiao Yan and Yun Yun face each other, recognizing one another. Gripping his blade, Xiao Yan's fury intensifies. The woman he once cared for is Yun Yun, the sect master of the Yunlan sect. Yun Yun is also shocked to realize that the Xiao Yan she had heard of is the same person. She reveals her acquaintance with him, but admits he concealed his true identity. Xiao Yan scoffs. As sect master, how could she know a nobody like him? The person she knew was Yun Yai, not Xiao Yan. Yun Shan arrogantly claims that the Great Elder's actions can be settled with compensation. But Yun Leng nearly annihilated his entire clan and harmed his father. Compensation isn't enough. He injured his father and then pursued him relentlessly, leaving his fate unknown. If he doesn't receive a satisfactory explanation today, even at the cost of his life, he will cripple the Yunlan sect. The truth is now undeniable. Yun Yun urgently questions the Great Elder, who confirms pursuing Xiao Yan but claims he disappeared in the forest. Xiao Yan's patience runs out. He begins fusing his 2 different flames. Hai Bodong, Fa Ma, and Jia Xingtian arrive, astonished by the magnitude of Xiao Yan's power. What could the Yunlan sect have done to provoke him to this extent? Despite the disaster Yunleng caused, he remains unrepentant and seeks to kill Xiao Yan. Yun Shan orders Xiao Yan's capture, and Yunleng is the first to attack. Xiao Yan evades them, continuing to fuse the flames in his hand. Yun Shan joined the battle, intending to capture Xiao Yan, but Medusa intervened. Left with no other choice, Yun Shan ordered Yun Yun to stop Xiao Yan from merging the different flames, warning that otherwise the entire mountain would be leveled. Although reluctant, Yun Yun obeyed her teacher and approached Xiao Yan, hoping to negotiate. She didn't want to hurt him. However, as a filial son, how could Xiao Yan agree? Yunleng had just admitted to what he did to Xiao Yan's father, and Yun Shan showed no intention of offering any explanation. Furthermore, while the other Yunlam sect disciples were innocent, the elder had barged into the Xiao clan, nearly causing their annihilation. Weren't they innocent too? Regardless, the power Xiao Yan wielded was too terrifying. Yun Yun couldn't allow him to complete the fusion. Facing the man she once cared for, she could only offer an apology before he merged the 2 different flames. At that critical moment, Xiao Yan successfully created a lotus flower with immense destructive power and hurled it towards Yunleng and the Yunlam sect. A resounding boom echoed as the explosion's shockwave rippled outwards, alarming everyone. The 2 Hai Bodong brothers worried. This time, things had truly escalated. Even if Xiao Yan survived the blast, Yun Shan would never let him leave. Still, Xiao Yan had shown some mercy to the Yunlam sect disciples. Enraged by Xiao Yan's destruction of his sect and the death of the Great Elder, Yun Shan pursued him relentlessly. However, Queen Medusa stood in his path. If he wanted to kill Xiao Yan, he would have to go through her. Yun Shan used a pro-level clone technique, reminiscent of Naruto's, equal in power to his original self, simultaneously holding back Medusa and chasing Xiao Yan. Just as Xiao Yan was about to be killed, Ice Emperor Hai Bodong appeared, supporting Xiao Yan. He used all his strength to block the sect leader's Great Wind Seal. Unfortunately, despite the support and his best efforts to escape, Xiao Yan was still struck. His body felt crushed. Was this truly where his life would end? As Xiao Yan's consciousness drifted into an illusionary state, Yao Chen's voice emerged. His disciple pushing the Yunlam sect to this point was unexpected. From now on, leave everything to your teacher, Yao Chen assured him. Yao Chen's soul power erupted, his Du Kai exploding, his purple wings transformed into white flames. Yun Shan hadn't expected such terrifying power to reside within Xiao Yan. As both unleashed their Dukai, the sky changed color, and a monstrous vortex appeared. The Xuanzhong ruler burst from its sheath, revealing a blazing greatsword. With a single strike, the flame-splitting tsunami chain clashed against the wind extreme murderous strike. At this moment, the ear-splitting screech of clashing energies echoed like thunder across the horizon. Countless waves of energy radiated outwards from the point of impact, whipping up a furious storm. Within the tempest, Yun Shan confidently declared that in all his years, no one he intended to capture had ever escaped. However, within Xiao Yan's ring, Yao Chen was not about to back down. He vowed that anyone who dared to bully his disciple, even if his own strength had diminished, would learn a lesson in respect. The wind howled ever louder. Below, Nalan Yanren approached her teacher, Yun Yun, and asked if she knew Xiao Yan. Yun Yun, with a troubled expression, admitted to having met him a few times, but under a different name. That was why she was so surprised upon their recent encounter. Hearing this, Yanren berated Xiao Yan for deceiving others with a false identity. Suddenly, Yun Yun turned and asked if Yanren had perhaps developed feelings for Xiao Yan. Caught off guard, Yanren averted her gaze, denying any such affection and claiming to despise him. However, she quickly contradicted herself, rushing to embrace her teacher and confessing her regret. His revenge, she admitted, was truly ruthless. Yun Yun sighed, accepting some of the blame. She shouldn't have tacitly agreed to her disciple breaking off the engagement. Otherwise, things wouldn't have come to this. Nalan Yanren now realized she had brought this upon herself. Once the current situation concluded, she resolved to enter the gate of life and death, the trial that the successor to the sect leader must overcome. Entry required at least the dueling rank, and though the gate seemed to accept her, the trial remained incredibly dangerous. Despite Yun Yun's repeated attempts to dissuade her, the determined young woman insisted on entering. Resigned, Yun Yun finally agreed. Meanwhile, Xiao Yan and Yun Shan unleashed their attacks simultaneously. The two immensely powerful blasts collided with a deafening roar, creating a massive explosion that sent shockwaves through the air, blowing away the onlookers below. Witnessing the power of a Duzong, Jia Xingtian expressed concern for the Jia Ma Empire. However, Elder Fa Ma interrupted, pointing out that Xiao Yan had previously withstood Feng Zhai's extreme style and single-handedly slain two experts of the same rank from the Chuyun Empire. He speculated that Xiao Yan likely possessed the strength of a Duzong. After his power surge, the strange fire he wielded was a dark white, unlike the green flames he'd used before. Furthermore, he had Medusa's protection. It would be difficult for Yun Shan to keep him here. Yet, the Misty Cloud sect leader, still in disbelief that Xiao Yan could maintain such power, unsheathed his sword and charged into battle. Their weapons clashed, tearing a rift in space, leaving everyone stunned. Yun Shan was determined not to let a potential future Duzong escape, only to grow stronger and return to threaten the Misty Cloud sect. They fought with furious intensity, streaks of light flashing across the sky as their blows connected. Unable to defeat Xiao Yan alone, Yun Shan resorted to underhanded tactics, calling upon the Misty Cloud sect elders to activate the cloud-locking sun sealing formation. Previously, even Du Huang Yun Leng had used this formation to put Hai Badong on the defensive. Now, with a Duzong like Yun Shan controlling it, the situation was dire. Yao Chen, recently awakened, couldn't maintain his form for long. While Medusa was present, she was unlikely to cooperate. Recognizing the unfavorable circumstances, Yao Chen and Xiao Yan decided to retreat. However, the stubborn Yun Shan refused to let them leave. Xiao Yan, turning coolly, declared that if he wanted to leave, no one in the Misty Cloud sect could stop him. Enraged, Yun Shan attacked, joining the elders below in channeling the formation's power into a colossal red arrow aimed at Xiao Yan. In the blink of an eye, Xiao Yan dodged, appearing behind Yun Shan, and unleashing the Buddha's Fury Flame Lotus once more. Buddha's Fury Lotus once again bloomed in Xiao Yan's hands, its immense power shattering the restricting seal. Yun Shan coughed up blood, plummeting from the sky like a falling star. Many Van Lam sect disciples fell silent at the sight of their sect leader in such a state. Jia Xingtian and Hai Badong, watching from below, hoped Xiao Yan would seize this opportunity to attack Yun Shan while he was weakened and finish him off. The protagonist, naturally, didn't hesitate. He dove down, preparing a finishing blow, but Yun Yun suddenly intervened. As the sect leader of the Van Lam sect, she felt obligated to uphold the sect's honor. Moreover, Yun Shan was her teacher. Xiao Yan, his face etched with disappointment, asked her if she thought he would have any chance of survival if he fell into Yun Shan's hands today. He implied that, in her heart, he was insignificant compared to the Van Lam sect. Though torn, Yun Yun couldn't stand by and watch him destroy her sect. She resolved to stop him from harming her teacher, no matter the cost. In a moment of distraction, Xiao Yan was struck by Yun Shan's sneak attack, sending him flying 10 meters. Yun Shan then ordered his disciples to kill Xiao Yan while he was weakened, claiming that if he were allowed to escape, the Van Lam sect would face destruction at his hands in the future. Therefore, even if it was shameful, they must kill him. After recovering from the blow, Xiao Yan returned the armor Yun Yun had gifted him, severing their ties. He vowed to remember this attack from Yun Shan and repay it tenfold in the future before making his escape. Yun Shan, seeing this, commanded the Van Lam sect elders and officers to pursue and kill Xiao Yan. He declared that the attack had left a mark on Xiao Yan, making it difficult for him to escape. As the 8th generation sect leader, he added Xiao Yan to the Van Lam sect's kill list, vowing to hunt him down relentlessly. The scene shifted to Xiao Yan, who had escaped into a forest. The consecutive use of the Buddha's Fury Lotus had left him utterly exhausted. If he hadn't given Yao Chen the highly potent 7 phantasmal green spirit pill, his teacher would have fallen into a deep slumber once more. Realizing his recklessness in attacking the Van Lam sect, Xiao Yan apologized to his teacher. Yao Chen, however, was understanding, knowing Xiao Yan acted out of concern for his family. He explained that everyone has something they are willing to fight and protect, and this very sentiment is what makes one truly human. Their priority was to escape the Van Lam sect's territory before Yun Shan could track him using the energy mark. They decided to hide and recover in the Magical Beast mountain range. During their escape, they were pursued by Van Lam sect disciples from 3 directions east, south, and north, leaving them with only the west as an escape route. Meanwhile, at the Jia Ma Empire's capital, Jia Xingqian gathered everyone for a meeting. With Yun Shan's successful breakthrough to the Duzong rank, the Jia Ma imperial family could no longer suppress him. Yun Shan, ruthless, declared that any disciple who participated in the hunt for Xiao Yan would be promoted to officer, receive a high-grade Xuan rank cultivation technique, and a Du skill. This greatly boosted the disciples' morale, intensifying their pursuit of Xiao Yan. Deep within the mountains, Xiao Yan found refuge thanks to the heaven-swallowing python, an ancient magical beast and the ruler of this territory. He found a suitable place to hide and recover. During this time, his teacher refined medicinal pills to heal his internal injuries, allowing Xiao Yan to focus on cultivating and increasing his strength. The Van Lam sect disciples, pursuing Xiao Yan deep into the Magical Beast mountain range, suffered heavy losses against high-level magical beasts. However, they refused to give up, determined to avenge the Van Lam sect. Xiao Yan, with a significant amount of medicinal strength accumulated within his body, seized the opportunity presented by his recovering injuries to achieve a breakthrough in power. In a short while, he advanced to the level of a 3-star Great Du Master, his energy surging. Recalling Yun Ling's words about his father's improbable disappearance before the eyes of 3 Du Wang experts, he realized someone else must have intervened and taken his father away. This implied the involvement of a force beyond even Yun Shan's reach. Thanks to the soul imprint on the jade piece, Xiao Yan knew his father's life wasn't in immediate danger. Upon hearing this, Yao Chen advised him to seek out Zun as the power behind her was considerable. Someone of her standing appearing at the Xiao clan suggested a connection, and perhaps she could offer clues to his father's whereabouts. Outside, the heavenly python was approached from behind by a colossal scorpion. Raising its claws menacingly as if to attack the smaller snake, it instead began to massage its back. This ancient magical beast exuded an aura that intimidated all other magical creatures in the mountains. Inside the cave, Yao Chen attempted to refine the black stone his disciple had found in the Alchemist Guild's market. Unexpectedly, it turned out to be a Jade Kai reservoir, a masterpiece of the Burning Flame Valley, a powerful force on the Du Kai continent, far surpassing the Yunlan sect. Renowned for their fiery, aggressive cultivation techniques, they were a formidable presence. Even with a Duzong expert, The Yunlan sect was merely among the lowest tier of first-rate powers. Yao Chen warned Zhao Yan that if he truly stepped onto the larger continent, inner strength would be paramount, no matter the challenges he faced. He remembered his teacher's words about diligently seeking out different flames to forge a new body. Shame washed over him as he realized how much his teacher had sacrificed to help him become stronger over the past 3 years. He had almost forgotten his teacher's plight because of the 3-year agreement and felt even more guilt knowing his actions regarding Mo Cheng had caused his teacher to remain dormant for so long. At this, Yao Chen admitted his initial intentions were to use Zhao Yan. He had planned to command him to use the fused flame to forge a new body for himself once Zhao Yan's training was complete. However, witnessing Zhao Yan endure so much to heal him had moved him deeply. With the sentiment of a teacher for a day, a father for life, Zhao Yan vowed to honor his teacher's dedication and prioritize his revival. Forging a new body required 3 different flames. They already possessed 2, the earth core flame and the bone-chilling flame. Only one more was needed. This final flame, the fallen heart flame, was rumored to be within the Jianan Academy, and so they decided to head there. Meanwhile, Yun Yun faced her teacher's reprimand for repeatedly showing mercy to Zhao Yan. She explained he had saved her life, but Yun Shan still ordered her to bring him back, reminding her that everything she possessed was granted by him. The Yunlan sect had made its choice, and she would be alone for the rest of her life. Back in the mountains, Yao Chen successfully refined the 3 mysterious transformations of heavenly fire, an incredibly profound high-level secret technique. Zun had used a similar technique to temporarily boost her power. Such techniques were incredibly rare, comparable to some high-level Earth-ranked techniques. The 3 mysterious transformations of heavenly fire was the Burning Flame Valley's most treasured possession, invaluable to those who wielded flames. Cultivating it required a fire affinity and specific types of flames. Zhao Yan, with the Earth Core Flame, was an ideal candidate. The former Valley Lord of Burning Flame Valley, a mere 5-star Duzong, had used this technique to repel a Duzun expert. Yao Chen then instructed Zhao Yan to merge his spirit with the energy flow of the mind-refining technique. Although the mark Yun Shan left on Zhao Yan had been suppressed, the Yunlan sect could still roughly track his location. The pursuers seemed to have anticipated his direction, converging on him with elders and numerous disciples. Escaping the Yunlan sect's tight encirclement now depended solely on Zhao Yan himself. The Jia Ma Empire Council debated, weighing the benefits and drawbacks of confronting the Misty Cloud sect. Fearing irreparable damage to their relationship if Zhao Yan were released, they decided against intervention. Hai, upon hearing this, became furious, retorted that they should be more worried about the royal family's future, and stormed off. Meanwhile, deep in the mountains, Zhao Yan was relentlessly pursued by 3 Misty Cloud sect elders. Ambushed by 2 disciples, he swiftly dispatched these small fries. Ironically, after sparing one, the disciple launched a signal flare, summoning reinforcements. Small fries will always be small fries, resorting to dirty tricks. No wonder they're always playing supporting roles, Zhao Yan thought. With the 3 elders closing in fast, and a large number of disciples converging on his location, he was forced to conceal himself, avoiding detection until nightfall, hoping to use the cover of darkness and the forest to escape their encirclement. Strangely, the pursuers maintained their encirclement but made no further moves until nightfall. As darkness descended and Zhao Yan prepared to escape, he realized they were awaiting reinforcements sect leader Yun Yun. Despite his best efforts, Zhao Yan's energy signature, detectable by Yun Yun's inherited sect technique, betrayed his location. Without a hint of sentimentality, Yun Yun drew out his energy signature, revealing his position. A squadron of Misty Cloud sect flying troops appeared in the sky, giving chase. With the situation critical, Zhao Yan fought and retreated, buying time for Yao Chen to recover enough energy to suppress the exposed energy signature once more. The 3 Misty Cloud sect elders relentlessly pursued him. Outmatched in speed against their Du Kai-powered flight, Zhao Yan's Zai Yun wings proved insufficient. Suddenly, his speed surged, while his energy signature weakened. Fearing his escape, an elder taunted him, describing the Zhao clan's desperate pleas for mercy on the night of the attack, graphically detailing how they slowly broke his father's bones while he begged for his life. Enraged, Zhao Yan, driven to fight, abruptly plunged into a ravine and disappeared into the forest. He released the swallowing python, seemingly preparing a counterattack. A fierce battle erupted. The forest was illuminated by flashes of lightning as countless blades and swords flew towards Xiao Yan. The colliding energies toppled trees and ignited the forest. The three elders combined their power, conjuring a gigantic crane-shaped energy formation that hurtled towards him. Xiao Yan soared into the air, narrowly dodging the attack, which slammed into a cliff face, obliterating a section of it. A momentary silence followed. The scene shifted to Xiao Yan, staggering to his feet, clutching a wound. The elders mocked him, claiming he would pay for his recklessness, that there was no escape. They boasted that even if they hadn't captured his father that night, no one in the Xiao clan would have survived. They vowed to hunt down his father personally. Xiao Yan roared, "Come on, you bastards!" Suddenly, a horde of magical beasts, summoned by the swallowing python, swarmed from the forest, engaging the three elders. Seizing the opportunity, Xiao Yan activated the first stage of the Heavenly Flame 3 mysterious transformations, the Green Lotus transformation. His pupils turned green as a dazzling, ethereal blue light enveloped him. Thanks to the suppressive aid of the Heaven's swallowing python against the magical beasts, Xiao Yan successfully executed the 3 mysterious transformations of Heavenly Flame, unleashing power beyond his level. He shot forward like an arrow, striking Elder Yun Lei with an 8 extremes blast. However, killing a Duwang expert like him with a single blow wasn't that easy. The heaven-swallowing python, now transformed into a colossal being, charged forward to finish the elder off before returning to Xiao Yan's side to protect him as he attacked the remaining elders. Having not fully mastered the secret technique he just unleashed, Xiao Yan suffered severe physical repercussions. Yet, facing the elders who had slaughtered his family, his fighting spirit surged even stronger. Yun Sheng ordered the magical beast troops to restrain the heaven-swallowing python, while he led another group to pursue Xiao Yan. Exhausted and on the verge of collapse, Xiao Yan seemed about to be struck by Yun Sheng's attack when, suddenly, Hai Bodong appeared, intercepting the blow and conjuring 2 enormous ice dragons in the sky. Enraged, the remaining elder roared that from this point forward, Old Hai and the Middle Clan would be enemies of the Misty Cloud sect. Hai Bodong, resolute in his support of Xiao Yan, refused to back down. "Boy, run forward, never stop," he shouted. Old Hai held back the Misty Cloud sect members, urging Xiao Yan to follow the path he believed in and never look back. Still pursued, disciples of the Misty Cloud sect closed in from behind. Just as they were about to capture Xiao Yan, Old Hai's men and Yafei intervened, eliminating them. Yafei gave Xiao Yan a map of the magical beast mountain range, guiding him out of the Jiama Empire. Once he crossed the border, the Misty Cloud sect would have difficulty capturing him. Xiao Yan seized the opportunity to embrace the beautiful Yafei, promising to repay her 100-fold upon his return, then bid farewell and departed. Yafei watched him go, believing he was destined for greatness. Continuing deeper into the forest, heading south to escape, Xiao Yan unexpectedly encountered Yun Yun, who descended from the sky to block his path. She urged him to return to the Misty Cloud sect with her, promising to protect him with all her might. However, there was no possibility of reconciliation between Xiao Yan and the Misty Cloud sect. Their relationship had long been severed. Xiao Yan drew his blade, telling her to do what she must, and stepped forward. Yun Yun asked again if he truly wouldn't return with her. He responded, "Bring back my corpse then." Bracing himself for her attack, Xiao Yan was surprised to find her only removing the Misty Cloud sect's tracking mark. The sect leader Yun Yun urged him to leave the Jiama Empire, warning that her teacher and the sect would not spare him otherwise. Xiao Yan expressed his belief that she was still the Yun Jai he knew from the mountain cave, then embraced her, confessing he harbored no fondness for sect leader Yun Yun, but held deep affection for Yun Zai. Cherishing the time they spent in the cave, remembering their time together, she shed tears as fireflies danced in the air. As dawn broke, Xiao Yan pulled away, expressing his regret for not acting on his feelings when they were in the cave. Before he could finish, Yun Yun cut him off, warning him she wouldn't be so lenient next time. After their farewell, Xiao Yan turned and left, asking her to relay a message to Yun Shan he would return to settle their debt. As she watched him depart, Yun Yun hoped he wouldn't return. The young man continued through the forest, towards the radiant sunlight, journeying to the Jianan Academy.